the line. Alexandra, G, power redefined. Melissa, one love, kindness in the storm. J, Rizzle strikes, crypto artist born. Duality, C, not of this world. Alien truths in the waves unfurled. Jesus saves, blessings light the path. Heart throws the horns, thunder in the blast. Maybe a band-aid, rhythm breaks the cage. All set, grinding, ape the charts with rage. Kelly the caliphate stomps through the hate. Together we rise, together we shake. We wave riders, we ride or we fall. Wave riders, united we come through fire, through shadows we'll always remain. Ride on the wave, let it carry our name. In midnight echoes neon in the sky. Future in our veins, we were born to defy. Silent in the build, then the break comes loud. Wave riders forever, we stand unbowed. Legends on the crest never fade away. Crypto tide rising, we seize the day. Deep in the current, we bend but don't break. Together we rise, together we quake. We wave riders, we ride or we fall. Wave riders, united we come through fire, through shadows we'll always remain. Ride on the wave, let it carry our name. We wave riders, wave ride or we fall. Wave riders, united we come through fire, through shadows we'll always remain. Ride on the wave, let it carry our name. Wave riders, our names in the tide, forever alive. Wave riders. Wave riders. We ride or we fall. We ride or we fall. We ride or we riders. We rider alive. Forever alive.
Well, guess who's back? Back again. Beach is back. Tell a friend. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Lunar Beaches Crypto, where we ride the waves of the crypto market all the way to the moon. Hope you're all doing well. Haven't seen you guys in a week. And, well, haven't seen you on the stream in a week. But, that is because LBC had a baby. Well, wife had a baby. But regardless, we had a baby. Eats a boy. Shout out. Press 1 in chat if you're old enough to remember that 90s classic commercial. We had a baby, eats a boy. Anybody remember that? Remember having to pay for like... I should have just done my hair. But anyways. Remember when we had to pay for long distance phone calls, pay extra? We don't have to anymore, thankfully. But anyways, how you doing, everybody? Thank you for being here. We're going to be going over Bitcoin. I mean, last week we had a pretty bullish week. Did get some continuation to the upside. Right now, well, you know, we'll get into it. But first, before we get into the charts, let's go ahead and say good evening to the lovely people, the Wave Riders. Thank you for being here. Shout out to all of you. But good evening to Duality C. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for being here, showing up as always. Absolutely appreciate you, my friend. Alexandra GGGGG, Mod Boss, Mod Queen, Mod God. Haven't said that in a week. It's been weird. How you doing, Alexander G? Hope you had a fantastic week. You too, Duality C. I hope you all had a fantastic week. in my absence. I know there's plenty of other shows to go around, and but you know, I like to know when I'm missed because I'm very conceited that way. JK. Maybe a bandage. What's going on? Congrats on the baby boy. Thank you, Band-Aid. Thank you for being here, my friend. Wix Wi-Fi 89 2-Dub in the house. What's going on? What up, LBC? What up, 2-Dub? Going from 2-Dub to the One Love. What's going on, Melissa? How you doing? Thank you for being here. LBCOG, Melissa. Thank you for being here. And let's see. Anybody else? Think I got everybody that has commented thus far. Thank you. Fully expected to see a baby. Instead, we got an LBC. Sorry. What's going on, Heart Metal Horns? What's going on? Hope you're doing well. All right, let's go ahead and get on over here to Le Chata. All right, so we got to bounce off of a weekly order block. All right, so that's good. That's what we want to see. We got a nice little bounce, push away, rejecting the order block. That's good. Bullish rejection, that is. Thank you for being here. Bingo and a bango. What's going on? T.I. Joe, Trade Intuition in the house. Make sure you guys go over to Trade Intuition, hit that subscribe button, and start following him, man. Puts out great content, tells you the little schemes that people do that you got to watch out for. People being other live streamers and content creators or influencers. But yeah, make sure you check out T.I. Joe. What's going on, my guy? Hope you're doing well this evening. All right, so yeah. So we got to bounce off of this this order block here, weekly order block, and we are currently within a fair value gap. I thought I said I wanted this to be blue. There we go. So, and we did get the weekly candle close above the midpoint of that fair value gap. And you can see we started the week off with a push down, and we're starting to push to the upside, bouncing right here, right above the midpoint of that fair value gap. That tends to be more on the bullish side. Let's go to the daily. We got 1, 2, 3 candle closes above, 4 candle closes above that midpoint, and currently getting a bounce after taking a sweep of the weekend lows in here. Now we have created pretty much relatively equal lows, So we might come back later for those. What I would be watching out for tomorrow, or this week rather, really, is I would be looking for Bitcoin to come up, get a fake out above the highs from last week, maybe even taking out this high, potentially, but then getting a reversal back to the downside to give this area a nice bit of love. Test it to see. That was like the most ugly drawing ever. Test it to see if it can be some support. Yes, that does mean downside. But we could start I'm thinking we start the week off bullish, and then well, I'm on the daily, so let's go ahead and mark off, because this week we do have the FOMC. Okay, let's go down to the 4-hour. We do have FOMC this Wednesday, so we want to be looking. We want to be careful this week. It'll be I would expect some volatility. Let's see what else we have this week before we go any further. What's going on, Army Piper? What's going on, my friend? I can't even influence my kids. That's funny. Not too shabby. Made some schnitzel, green beans with pancetta and spatzel. Spatzy? Spatzel. Okay. Sweet. All right, so tomorrow, no news. Probably not going to be the best trade day. We'll see. But then we have on Tuesday retail sales month over month. So we want to see how the economy is doing, how the retail sales doing. If they come in under forecast, that's not going to be particularly good. Just more, economic weakness. People aren't able to buy stuff. But that could mean, I don't know, let's see, we don't have any more inflation data later in the week. So that's all we got leading up to the FOMC, unless there's something on the not so high impact. Import prices, yeah, we can see what these import prices look like. International Monetary Market, No, most of this stuff is, I don't know if markets will move too much until Tuesday, because we do have the retail sales month over month. And as always, I always wait for Monday to play out, unless there's just like a clean setup. And that setup is going to be one of two things for me. Either we come up, we take the high, okay, and we fail to maintain, and then we come back down and we take those equal lows. Then from there, I would look for a retrace and a potential rollover from there to get back to that level. And this is also a 4-hour order block. So if we were to do this little ABC down, I would want to see us get a bounce off of that order block, and then we can continue to the upside, hopefully. However, there's always a however. Let me close this out. Currently, this isn't really the best price action. It is still pretty choppy, okay? And that usually means downside. So it just means that sellers are stepping in at these areas, and we're just not able to really push through. Now, once we break through and we start clearing more highs, then we can get a little bit more on the bullish side. But for right now, I see a bunch of liquidity being built up. I see a bunch of choppy price action, which is not what I want to see. If I am bullish, I want to see bullish impulses, not just a standard ABC, okay? Because that's what this could be playing out as, is just an ABC. And if it is just an ABC, then potentially more downside. I'm just saying, okay? You got to be ready for more downside. Now, if this can push through and we create a pretty strong third wave, then we can start to entertain this as being a potential 5-wave move to the upside. Then we get a ABC, and then we get another 5-wave move to the upside. We just continue higher. But right now, I will say, we've done things that I said that I wanted to see, which is first is get back within this range up here, okay? We've gotten back within that range, and if we can hold this little accumulation zone, if we can hold that, then I would want to see, this is what I would expect, this more upside. The thing is, the market's probably already kind of priced in the rate cut. And so many people will be seeing the rate cut as bullish. It makes me think we might get a bullish fake out that leads to some downside. And maybe it's not even a big downside move. Maybe we just come down to this bottom order block and then we push back to the upside. But then we still run into the threat of this being just an ABC. What I look for, though, is on the lower time frames, is impulsive, bullish price action. this is about the closest I've seen. And it's just this one little move here. And then it just kind of chops about and doesn't really do much else. Like, it's not pump, sideways, pump, sideways, pump, sideways. I mean, actually, it kind of is like that a little bit right here. But those equal lows got me. And then just resistance above us, order blocks above us. I think we might just tag this upper order block and then come back down. Now I'll be looking for 118. I want to see a weekly candle close above 118. If we are to be bullish, if we do not get a weekly candle close above 118, then I expect us to revisit the 111, 108 to 111 areas. 108 down here for this consolidation range. So I would look for that. But, you know, we take it day by day. And, yeah, that's how the goose ganders or something. I don't know. You stay away from my entry with that there pullback, sir. Sorry. What's going on, JR? How you doing? J Rizzle the Rizzler. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. We are currently on the 1 hour, digging into a 1 hour fair value gap. Right there. Let me get rid of this. Wait, do I have this locked? Oh, I guess I do. Delete it. There we go. All right, so we are in this current fair value gap. You can see the order blocks above us. I want to see us get up to this order block and then see what happens with price action. So what I'll be looking for is if it does decide to come up here, I will look for a rejection, come back into this range below 116,600, and then look for some type of order block or a fair value gap being made that takes out an internal low in here. Okay, so, and then get that pullback, and then get the continuation to the downside to come after those relatively equal lows in there. And we do have an order block down here that could hold up price temporarily, but then I would totally expect a rollover if we do come back within this range after taking the highs. So a lot of if this then that's, because that's how we do things. I want to see what happens and then react to the price. And yeah, that's it. Now, if it decides it wants to reject from this fair value gap, go lower, come back up, reject the equal lows, then we could go ahead and get our price movement back down to that support level at about 112,535, somewhere around that. Also, another scenario, sweep the lows and then come up and then still look for the rejection, or you look for the continuation. So basically, that's all of my scenarios for Bitcoin. Now let's zoom out. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. See what we're doing here. I know last week we saw it start to come down even more. It just keeps failing. But we do have some equal highs here. It'd be interesting to see if those will work on Bitcoin dominance or not. If they do, then I would totally expect for Bitcoin to come up in dominance, which just means that if Bitcoin gets a nice pullback on its price, and altcoins are weak, that Bitcoin could steal some dominance from them. Or if everything just kind of creeps along while Bitcoin goes on its last little parabolic advance, then we could see that Bitcoin dominance rise then. But right now, we do have those equal highs above us, so it'll be interesting to see if it does want to break this downwards trend first, and if it does, if it wants to continue to the upside. I still think Bitcoin is relatively weak compared to the alts. So yeah, we'll just have to see what happens with that. We've got lows in different area codes. What's going on? Retro Mike Tech RMT in the house. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope you also had an amazing week last week while I was gone. Some crazy ish happened while I was gone. I don't even want to get into that because people have gotten a little bit crazy since then. But I do want to say that just love your neighbors, man. Love people that even if they're different from you, have different opinions than you. Stuff is crazy. I mean, and I don't even know that it was so much as different opinion. I mean, I'm sure it was, but I don't know. I don't really want to hash that out too much. I feel like it's been talked about plenty enough in my absence, so don't want to open up any wounds on any of that. It was crazy. I mean, I got home from the hospital, and like the first time I checked my phone after coming home from the hospital, I see that, and I'm just like, oh, holy crap. Thanks. Pray for this country, man. Things are crazy right now. But we've got charts, so let's just get into that. Stay on here. So CMEs. Let's go over to the hourly. See, where did we begin? Here. Not really a gap or anything. Do have a little bit of a gap here on the candle bodies at that 116,600 to 116,800 level. And yeah, we got this over here. JR was I was the only one that got it. Wait, what? Mine was too heavy of rewrite, I guess. Yes, you get it. Wait. We've got lows on different volume nodes. Okay. You guys are freaking amazing. Absolutely love you. All right, so yeah, some relatively equal lows over here as well on Bitcoin, so we do have to watch out for those. 113,500. Let's go over to the Bybit chart and take a look at that one. Okay, it's these right here. Don't think so. This is why I don't like the CME chart, because it's like, what? Oh, 113. I'm a goober. Yeah, it is these. Okay. A little bit of an imbalance here too. Let's pull up a fixed range volume profile. Let's turn this off. There we go. Turn that off. Where is it? All right, let's just take this move up. All right, yeah, so yeah, we can see we got a little bit of an imbalance here. Right at those equal lows. Price will want to come and reconcile that, I do believe. Okay, so we're sitting at the value area high. We actually, from this high to this to current price, we've actually swept the value area high, have fallen below it, and the fair value gap is right there at that. Whoopsies. Is right there at that value area high. So yeah, we've got to be careful here. But still, might see some, could see some more upside before. I don't know. Let's see what Monday has to bring. see what Monday brings. Jesus say 77. What's going on? Thank you for being here. Hope you're doing well. All right, so Bitcoin, I'm leaning a little bit more short-term bullish, maybe leading into the FOMC. But no matter what, it's going to be liquidity hunts, I do believe, this week. So be careful. Make sure you use a stop loss and make sure you hold on to that stop loss. Okay. Dixie, what's going on? Dixie Doo, how are you? Still just kind of chilling at about 97.658. We'll see what this wants to do this week. Still using this downwards resistance as resistance. Trying to potentially get a breakout, but I've already gone over this before, guys. Even if the Dixie did for some reason go on a run, that doesn't necessarily mean that Bitcoin won't go on a run at the same time. We've seen them do it before. So, hey, bud, I'm good. Hope you are doing well. Also, God bless. God bless you. Jesus saves. Thank you for being here. I wouldn't want millions watching my dad or uncle. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So yeah, not really much here on the Dixie. Just kind of chilling. It's been choppy on the daily as well. So everything's just kind of been waiting for FOMC this week. But I mean, the market has already anticipated or pretty much priced in a 25-point rate cut. So it'll be interesting to see if that is what the Fed goes with. I do believe that will be all that we get is a 25-point rate cut. And yeah, from there, we shall see. Now, Ethereum. Okay, so hello. Can you not do that? Thank you. Ethereum, keep on following the plan. Just keeps on following the plan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our fourth wave correction is potentially about to be wrapped up. We potentially have a running flat playing out in here. Okay. Turn off magnet. Thank you. Potentially have a running flat playing out in here. Running flat again is when you have a high and a low. You take out that first high, but you come short of taking out the low. And then it just kind of just continues to the upside. Now, if it does do that, then obviously that means for me, at least as of my last count, and it has been a minute since I actually did a count on this, so pretty cool seeing it all play out. Yeah, as of my last count, we would be heading for the final fifth wave of this move. And then I would expect a ABC potentially back down to these highs in here. And then we will see if we can get another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here or not. But for now, I still think Ethereum is looking kind of bullish for the most part. Zoom it on in here. Okay, broken above this probably 4-hour order block. Yep, 4-hour order block, so that's good. ABC correction. Trying to get a push up here. I would have liked a sweep of these lows. I would have preferred that, but it can still push. Yeah, would have much preferred that. The not market cipher says money flows in the green. Our stochastics are reset. Our VWAP is trying to posture, as Alexo Crypto says. Shout out to Alexo and the Otter Gang. Posture to the upside. Okay. If that VWAP can come up here on the 4-hour and cross that 0 line and have that RSI flip that 50 and the money flow stay green and the momentum turn around, everything just kind of starts pointing up at the same time. then it could be going on that last run of this fifth wave. Now, funny enough, if it does do that, then we might have an SMT divergence between Ethereum and Bitcoin, which would then lead to what? Downside. Correction. A correction. But right now, Ethereum still on the bullish side. Potentially. So we got a breakout of this consolidation. Okay. Consolidate. Breakout. Continuation. And if we take the pole here, put that here, 5,200, 5,250. And that is all that we need to complete this fifth wave. We only have to take out a little bit of the high. As long as we have a 5-wave impulsive structure in here, which kind of do. Let's see, we've got potentially here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we look for the bigger ABC correction, if not more than that. So yeah, leaning a little bit more bullish on Ethereum to short term, very short term. I mean, hopefully I'll be able to come on every night this week. Nothing is going to be guaranteed. All of that will be up in the air as far as scheduling goes. Tonight just got lucky, okay? Baby doesn't have to be fed until like another 30 minutes. So I'm good. What? I was scrolling comments on an older video someone commented on and saw Eric's comments. Who's Eric? Sorry, I don't know. So yeah, Ethereum, I think, is looking fine. Looking fine. I will be interested in seeing what I'm gonna try and start doing early morning videos, just really quick videos, just going over what I'm seeing. They will be either on my phone or on my tablet. So audio will be, we'll see. I'll need to probably plug in some earbuds or something to get some better audio, but I just want to start recording as much as possible. So getting there, just got to get that game plan down. Let's check out the Qs. Let's see what our NASDAQ is doing, other than being super bullish and breaking new all-time highs. Yep, shout out to the NASDAQ, breaking new all-time highs last week. I do believe. Yeah, I do believe. Yes, indeedy. Indubitably. So we do have the NASDAQ continuing to push higher, still holding up this support line here, this trend line. But price on the upper side is getting a little bit squeezed in here. So be interesting to see what it decides to do here. To me, I mean, this almost just spells like lick, grab, come back down, back test this downwards trend line before it comes back to the upside. Or the NASDAQ could be seeing its last hurrah along with Bitcoin, and it comes down and Bitcoin goes crazy and NASDAQ's retrace, and then it all hits the fan. Not really hits the fan, because this is just one little bitty range. It's a pretty wide range, not very little, but we do have these equal lows down in here that are just sitting there, just begging to be taken. But yeah, that's the thing, and that's what I was trying to get into earlier is, we've got a lot of people that are going to be, retail is going to be super bullish for a rate cut, but that just gives institutions a better opportunity to sell because so many people are buying. So we got to be careful with that. Got to be careful with that. Get a breakout. Be careful. You want to see a back test and a continuation. If you get a breakout and you fall through, be careful because it could do something like this and then roll on over. And if Bitcoin is going to take out its highs and do a little bit rollover action, then I would expect for the NASDAQ to be doing the exact same. Same with the S&P 500. Price getting a little bit tight in here, coming up to the highs. But now this has already broken above resistance and has used it as support. So if we can get some continuation here on the S&P 500, then maybe we will be okay everywhere else. And that's a really big if. But this is a bullish breakout and backtest, and we just want to see some continuation here. But right now, it really doesn't look too shabby. I just don't want it to end up doing something like this, right? I mean, kind of similar, but ABC correction to the downside, just for poops and gigs, just to see what that would potentially look like. I mean, coming down into just demand zone over here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What would cause this? Anything. Literally anything. Anything could cause it. Who knows? Is there anything outside of economic data going on this week? Outside of FOMC that I'm just not privy to? Is there a hot new mixtape coming out this week or anything? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Can I just, hello? There we go. Wait. Nope. There we go. Get rid of that. Thank you. USDT in a bounce zone earlier. Dixie. I looked at the Dixie earlier. It's just kind of meh. Not really doing much. Dixie doesn't really matter at this point. At the moment. In my opinion. USDT dominance. Here we go. So we did reject these highs, but we did leave some equal highs up here. So will be interesting to see if the USDT dominance does want to come for those equal highs. If we are to be bullish at the start of the week, like how I anticipate, then I would expect for the USDT dominance to come down. We do have some relatively equal lows down here. So we might want to come down, sweep those equal lows, get into this imbalance here on this candle, this push up, sweep that low, internal low right there, and then get a bounce to the upside as Bitcoin and crypto corrects. I would say if you've been in any swing longs, you better make sure that they get some make some conviction plays or conviction moves this week, because if they don't, then I would get out of them on Wednesday. Golly. It was itchy. What am I allergic to? So yeah, I think that might hold that down a little bit longer. Money flow and the red momentum is below the zero line. I mean, it is tracking to the upside, but we also on stochastics are a little bit on the upper side, so they might want to come back down. They're overheated on this itty bitty baby move here, so if that doesn't tell you how weak it is, then I don't know what will. Below the 50 on the RSI, VWAP trying to curve to the downside. So Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we've got 3 green dots here on the momentum. The last time we got 4 over here. That was prior to this little push up and that final push to the downside. Over here, little push up, final push to the downside. Maybe we do that, we get that little bit of push at the beginning of the week, come down to local support, and then run it up to the equal highs. Hopefully it would look something like this, because that would just be an ABC correction. Take out the highs and then roll back over. Or we just go into an even bigger correction. I mean, who cares? I mean, we've corrected so much. Who cares? Looks like it may just be the start though on my indicators, but they lie to me like my ex sometimes. Okay, NATO being called to task. Wait, what? Oh, that's what you think. That would definitely send the markets down. Something to do with Russia. China invades Taiwan. Like, it could be anything, you know. Could be any kind of... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. What was I saying? FUD? Any kind of FUD? All right, let's take a look at our totals. Doing the macro analysis. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, please. #1 way to support the channel. I would greatly appreciate that. Okay, nice little breakout here on this symmetrical triangle here on the total 2. Yeah, nice little breakout. So I still think we are in alts catching up to Bitcoin phase. Catching up to Bitcoin. So I think the alts continue to get another push this week, especially ones that are kind of lagging behind, ones that haven't already pushed a lot. I think that we could see a little bit more upside on our altcoins as well. This is the total 2, so this does include Ethereum. Let's go to the total 3. And we did get a new all-time high on the total 3, I believe on the total 2 as well. Maybe not. No, not quite. Highest ever weekly close on the total 2. Highest ever. No. Nope. Came up short. Not the highest ever weekly close on the total 3, but I know we got the highest daily close on the total 3. But yeah, I mean, this kind of looks just like the Ethereum chart, right? Pretty much. Let's add some more lines on here just to make this even more gobbledygook. When you see the compression, you get the breakout, get a back test, and then continuation to the upside. That would finish off wave 3. Then we get the correction to the downside, and then look for another push to the upside at about 1.5 trillion. Will that be the top? $1 million question, or $1.5 trillion question. Total DeFi still way behind pretty much everything else. DeFi taking a pretty drastic hit. Russell 2000 continuing the climb to the upside, continuing bashing our heads up against resistance here on the Russell 2000. Would love to see us finally get a break above that and really show just how risk on we are. Otherwise, this is 3 consecutive pushes to the upside, and it's failing to take them. So right back down to the bottom of the channel. I hate coming back after a weeks-long hiatus and being bearish, generally bearish. overall bearish. Crypto Badell, what's going on, Crypto Badell? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing swell, my friend. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. I call total 3 total-ish. Okay. I would have called total 2 total-ish because, you know, number 2. I'll show myself out. Bye, guys. So yeah, Russell 2000. Let's get a breakout before we get all super bullish, okay? Maybe it's the fuzzy that's making my nose itch. That would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? All right, let's go back over here. All right, now let's get back to Bitcoin. Let's go to the weekly because I want to look at indicators, crypto fear and greed. Currently sitting at a 53. Currently sitting at a 53 on the crypto fear and greed index. I do believe that is neutral. We are neutral leading up to the FOMC. Haven't been in fear for quite some time. Well, extreme fear, that is. Haven't been in extreme fear in quite some time. Man, if you just buy the fear and sell the extreme buy the extreme fear, sell the extreme greed, you would be like basically 100% profit. Like, it's kind of ridiculous on your trades. Maybe if I go to the monthly, it'll be a little bit more fixed. DCA in, start getting into the greed. DCA out, come back down. DCA in. As soon as you hit that extreme fear, come back up. Extreme greed, come out. I mean, be one heck of a strategy, huh? 3-month chart. Every 3. Look at this. Look at this. Buy here. You start selling in greed, so buy here. Very bottom. Sell here. Or even when you first get into greed. Oh, look at that. That's here. This is a 3-month chart. Quarterly chart. Oh, look at that. Extreme fear here. Okay. And then what? Extreme greed all the way here at the top on the 3-month. Uh-oh. Extreme fear right here. Uh-oh. Down. Not 100% hit rate. But you do come into extreme fear again, right towards the bottom, and you actually get a bullish divergence on your extreme fear and your price. So that's interesting. A little bit of a divergence there. All right, let's get off the 3-month chart. All right, continuing to hold demand zones, but we did not come down and bounce off of this low. But these are demand zones. So you see you pop up, come down, demand zone, pop up, come down, demand zone, pop up, come down, little demand zone, getting a push. We'll see if we can get some continuation. Bearish divergence on our fear and greed. Okay, LBC just made us millionaires with the stop loss. That's a good printer. I didn't know there was an indicator for that. That's brilliant. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Gotta love it. Yeah, let me right here. It's called Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Buy. It says protected source script. Who's a buy? Who in TIA Technologies? TIA Technologies? Wait, isn't that Jason Pizzino's thing? Pretty sure it is, actually. Huh. No wonder I've seen it. I was like, oh, he uses the same crypto fear and greed index that I use on my charts. Oh, well, that's why. He freaking created it. Yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, we can come down to the 4 hour. I mean, it'll give you one every day, it looks like, once a day. Daily chart. So yeah. All right. Well, what else? What else we got here? I keep not clicking what I want to click on. Thank you. That's it, guys. I've gone over literally everything. Could also expect, or we could potentially just continue to chop sideways and consolidate, which would be perfectly okay with me as long as altcoins continue to run as Bitcoin chopped sideways and consolidated. Let's look at another top coin here, XRP, USDT.P, Bybit. Let's take this off. Actually, let me do this. Take that. There we go. All right. So XRP has been in this consolidation range now for 59 days. Okay. It's been quite some time since it put in this high over here. Hello? Time? Wow. 243 days. Almost a year. If you go from here and over, 286 days. When this thing goes, it's just gonna freaking, it's gonna do another one of these and just freaking just explode. Little bit ridiculous. Okay, you got that breakout there. Now I'm just looking for, now we did get a breakout here. So just looking for some continuation. Come on, XRP. I'm ready to take my profit. Okay. Can you give me that? Okay, breakout, perfect back test. Looking good here on XRP. Money flow is in the red. View up pointing towards the downside. Trying to cross that zero line here. This is on the daily. Let's go to the 4 hour. Money flow is in the green. That's good. Momentum is above the zero line. With the VWAP trying to push back to the upside. Everything just kind of looks like it's trying to get another push to the upside. But current trade that I have going on XRP, I only have it coming up to this order block in here. So I actually don't see it going too much higher as of right now, along with the rest of the market. I do think we get some craziness this week, okay? That might just be really not choppy, but volatile, where things just get a little crazy, and then we kind of settle out and mellow out, because I feel like there's going to be there's a lot of built up long liquidity that might need to get flushed out of the market before we go on that final push to the upside. And because of the FOMC and because we are expecting a rate cut, this kind of does almost perfectly play out just like that, because you got all these people looking to buy, and then so you got a lot of people also putting a lot of leverage on the market at the same time. A lot of people longing because they're just expecting this big push because of the rate cut. Then you get the big dump to wipe out a ton of froth in the market, a bunch of liquidity, the long liquidity. Get that wiped out. Get people super bearish again for the last time. And then let stuff settle out maybe for the rest of the month, maybe start ticking back up the last week of the month, and then go into Pumptober. That's what everything is kind of lining up to. If you go by the 4-year cycles, then that's pretty much what it says we should do. So that's what that's the only thing we can have to go off of prediction wise. And I think it just kind of lines up with the FOMC, then the dump, clear out the leverage, and then off and away it goes to the upside. And then people start to FOMO in because retail is always wrong. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much my base case. Come up to resistance, get one nice liquidity flush, one last liquidity flush to the downside. I mean, of course, that won't be the last, but short term, it'll be the last. That's it. I'm done. Hey, it was awesome coming back to you guys. I missed you. I really did. I missed being here. I haven't even been on my computer maybe all of like an hour in the past week. Not including this last hour that I was on, that I've been on here streaming. So maybe like 2 hours in the past week, which is fine. But I like the way you think on that, David. Thank you, Jesus Saves. I appreciate you. But yeah, so tomorrow, caution, no news. So might just be a nasty day. We'll see. In the morning, I'm going to, at least on Bitcoin, try to mark out levels that I'm looking for. I'll go ahead and do that this evening. I'll put it in the Discord. Don't forget to join the Discord. Link's been pinned in the chat. Forgot to mention that. Thank you, Alexander G, for pinning that link in the chat. And yeah, I will share any of my ideas that I have in the morning. And yeah, unfortunately, and fortunately, at the same time, it's bittersweet because I'm happy that I have one, but I do have to go back to work to my job tomorrow. So I'm going to try and do something early in the morning before I even leave my house. Now that is, I leave my house at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So, and that is right when the New York kill zone begins. But that means that I could have, we will have the London high and low, Asia high and low at that time. So those are levels that I'll be looking for, plus last week's highs and lows. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty much it for tomorrow. Don't really expect too much out of Bitcoin tomorrow. We might get some altcoin moves tomorrow. But yeah, outside of that, it's just kind of wait and see, because we do have the FOMC. So yeah. But that's it, guys. I do appreciate each and every single last one of you for joining me this evening. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button on your way out. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified for whenever I create new content and go live. But with that, I do hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. And I will catch you all tomorrow. Mad love. Peace out. God bless. Ride the waves. Good night. Bye.
Wave riders, hands up!
Skyward up, hands up high. Lunar beaches touch the sky. From the charts to the storms we brave. Ride the waves, ride the waves.
Wave riders,
Ride the waves,
wave riders,
ride the waves.
on lunar beaches.
We will reign. Ride the waves, ride the
ninja art, raising the bar. From the highs to the lows, we still don't cave. Wave riders rise. Yeah, we ride the wave. Crypto storms